I think I'll go ahead and start talking about foreign affairs, and here's my book right here, The Macroeconomic Laws by Gregory Jones. And you can purchase a copy at Ex Libris, Amazon, or Barnes & Noble. Now they're talking about Africa on the TV there, and Africa, of course, is a basket case. It's really a humanitarian disaster. It's all poor people. And of course, what you have, of course, is Egypt there, of course, has a little bit of power. And you have South Africa to the south, which has some power. And other than that, they're mostly poor people. Well, as far as foreign affairs goes, without getting into nuclear strategy, you need to look at our foreign affairs strategy. And our foreign affairs strategy consists of vital national security interests and humanitarian interests. Of course, the vital national security interests come first. And our vital national security interests are nuclear strategy and nuclear proliferation and anti-terrorism. Humanitarian interests, well, you're really, if you're going to make some easy progress, you're talking about food and water for all the poor people we have in the world, and shelter. And we're talking about the Yazidi there. They're an immediate problem right now. These people fled onto Mount Sinjar because they're scared of ISIS, of course. And President Obama can make a safe haven for them, which he's not doing now. He's tossed them a little bit of food there. There's something like 150,000 of them there, and they serve them only 10,000 meals, though, so that's not very much, because you take 150,000 people, and that's 450,000 meals just for one day if you feed them 3 meals a day. And so it's going to take a lot more than he's doing. He's doing a minimalist effort is what he's doing there. And really you need to build a safe haven for them. And so President Obama is he's asleep at the wheel, like Congressman Boehner said. And of course he's limited by his proclamation that he will put no boots on the ground in Iraq, of course. And really it would only take about 20,000 troops on the ground there. As far as building a safe haven go, that may take a few more, but that would be not necessarily be in Iraq. You could build it in you could build it in Syria or Lebanon, and or you could, it would perhaps be in Iraq, but it wouldn't be in a hostile area. You can build it in part of what's called Kurdistan. And of course we really don't want to arm the Kurds there, because they'll use their weapons against Turkey. We want the support of the Kurds, but of course if you were to give lots of heavy weapons to the Kurds, they would use them against Turkey. So you have to be careful how many weapons you give to the Kurds. You know, type of weapons they need, of course, are perhaps some anti-tank weapons and some RPGs, and then machine guns. Not too many anti-tank weapons or RPGs, or they'll turn them against the Turks in Turkey. Now, over here we have an area called Waziristan, of course, and we're scheduled to pull out of Afghanistan, and you saw what happened in Iraq. After we pulled out of Iraq, the terrorists just reemerged, is what you saw. And so we need to have an ongoing presence in Iraq, but not 150,000 troops. We take too many casualties there. We're not going to control all this area, but just to maintain the rump state of Baghdad with Mr. Maliki there, we ought to put in 20,000 troops there, just so that we can have spotters to bomb ISIS. And as far as the Kurds go, we shouldn't give them heavy weapons. They'll use them against Turkey. And you look at Waziristan, though, and Waziristan is located between Afghanistan and Pakistan, and we're scheduled to go to down to 9,000 troops in Afghanistan at the end of the year. And the Al-Qaeda is really in Waziristan. They probably won't make a move then. They would probably be hesitant. They will, to a degree. They'll increase their bombings to a degree, but they're really attacking Pakistan very vigorously, and they'll only make a more feint towards Afghanistan, I would imagine. They're waiting for us to completely pull out, and then they'll roll back in there, and then seek to bring down the government of Mr. Karzai was our best ally there. But what we need to do, of course, is we need to maintain a force in Afghanistan, and really we need to put troops in Pakistan. And what we can do there, of course, is bring in 400,000 troops, 200,000 in Afghanistan and 200,000 in Pakistan, then mount an offensive against Al-Qaeda and drive them into the mountains of Waziristan, then cover bomb them. Then we would reduce our troop levels down to a low amount, where we just have a division in Pakistan and a division or two in Afghanistan, 20,000, 40,000 troops. And those hundreds of thousands of troops would come home after conducting the offensive. And that's what we could do there. Or the alternative is, of course, Pakistan is, of course, getting weak, and their government is beginning to be sympathetic to Al-Qaeda, is becoming sympathetic towards Al-Qaeda, and that's because they're under attack from Al-Qaeda, and that's not unexpected. And of course, the Pakistani government could actually fall, or it could become more infiltrated by Al-Qaeda, of course, and their nuclear weapons, of course, could become loose, is what they could become. And that's a possibility, of course, if things were to deteriorate precipitously, which is a possibility if we pull out of Afghanistan and we don't go into Pakistan, and we continue to allow them to pound Pakistan from Waziristan. Pakistan is taking more bombings than any other country. There was just a bombing in Iraq the other day, and so you see we have problems there. In Yemen, of course, we need to